Did the San Francisco 49ers just add a potential hidden gem in the form of former third round draft pick linebacker Chaz Surratt? Now, you might be thinking to yourself, well, this guy was just sitting out there on the free agent market, and the 49ers just added him to a 1 year deal. Well, what's the big deal about this guy? Well, I have some thoughts, and I do think that it could potentially lead to him maybe even starting at linebacker for the San Francisco 49ers in 2025. But let me explain. And I don't want to just give it to you from my perspective. Why not listen to Robert Sala directly and hear his thoughts on this player? As you guys know, he's coming from the Jets. And because he was the head coach with the Jets, they were on Hard Knocks, and there was this particular scene. This was actually after they had basically picked up Chaz Surratt. He was cut prior to like the beginning of his second season. He was originally drafted in third round by the Vikings. For whatever reason, it did not work out. They let him go before his second season started, and the Jets picked him up. And take a listen to Robert Sala talking about him after he made some plays on Hard Knocks right here.
For long shots like Chaz Surratt, time is all too short to make an impression. He started college as a quarterback before becoming a linebacker just to stay on the field.
Good job. Attaboy, Chaz! Attaboy, Chaz! God, he's so fast. He's so fast. Kellen Mond to the Browns. Throw is intercepted. Picked off by Chaz Surratt. Hey, we pulled him.
One of the guys in the battle for that linebacker position. He's just going to drop right back underneath this play and come up with the pick.
Hey, that's my guy, dog. I'm just saying. That's my dog. Good job, bro. Keep stacking them up. Keep stacking them up.
Hey, Chad. Hey, let's go. Hey, look. Hey, listen to me. You ain't done. Keep going. Let's go.
That guy's so good. He's so good. He's so good. You guys don't know what you have.
Well, coach.
I told you, man.
So again, you heard it. Robert Sala is giddy. And again, this is preseason, but he says, God, he's so fast. I effing love that guy. He's so good. You could see how excited Robert Sala was to have Chaz Surratt. And again, this guy is still, I would consider, maybe he's more developed now, but I think at this time of this video and this Hard Knocks episode, he's still a developing player. He was a former quarterback in college, and then he transferred over to the linebacker side. And I just really think, he was solid in college. That was why he was a third round draft pick. But I think over time, I think he is truly developing into a really good linebacker. And one of the reasons why I think he could be a legitimate hidden gem is because I think his path to making the 49ers roster is via special teams. He led the New York Jets in special teams tackles just last season. And of course, Brant Boyer comes over with the San Francisco 49ers along with Robert Sala. So he's got two guys in his camp that are currently on the 49ers staff and can use him in multiple roles. So, of course, ideally, you have Chaz Surratt coming in to be a special teamer, and if he can carve out a role there, great. But I really do think with the linebacker spots wide open, some people might believe that D. Winters and Nick Martin are a lock to start. I don't necessarily think they are. I think they could be. I think with strong training camps and preseasons, absolutely, D. Winters and Nick Martin can lock down those spots. But I also do believe that a guy like this, who has a ton of athletic ability and is still just scratching the surface of his potential, and a guy who got a couple starts at linebacker last year for the Jets, and clearly, again, the guys like him. Brant Boyer and Robert Saleh seem to like this guy. So I'm not sitting here banging the table saying that he's going to come in and he's going to be a day one starter. I'm just hoping that he can make the roster. And if he makes the roster, I do think there's a pathway for him to get on the field, not only in special teams, but in the form of potentially being a starting linebacker. And again, this guy is athletic. I went back, he was a draft crush of mine. I went back and looked at some of my notes. And when I looked at my notes, I'm like, this guy kind of reminds me of Fred Warner, not in a straight up comparison, but in the sense of kind of a tweener. He kind of looked like a safety in college playing linebacker. He looks like he's filled out like so much more. And he's just made some solid plays on special teams. But I really do think that this is a guy that the San Francisco 49ers could, really lean on. Like, you think of guys like Azeez Al-Shaair. Azeez wasn't just amazing right out the gate. It took him a couple years because he was an undrafted free agent, practice squad guy, and then he worked his way up into that third linebacker hole, and then he eventually was able to play so well that he got a starting job elsewhere. So not everyone's path is the same. Not everything is linear. Not everything is all you're either great right away or you're just dog water. There's a chance that we haven't seen the best of this guy. There's a chance the best of his game could come out with the San Francisco 49ers. So I'm very high on this guy. I mean, you go and you look at some of the special teams plays that he's made. I mean, whether as a blocker, whether as a tackler, he makes plays, and he's fast, and he's aggressive, and he's all gas, no brakes. He fits that mold. And again, he's a smart guy. He has a quarterback mind. So I think the 49ers got something here. Now, again, I'm typically early. That's typically how this works when it comes to me in prognostication. I tend to be early on things. So it might not happen now. It might not happen this year, but I think there is a role for him, and I think there is a potential that he could earn a starting job this year. I really do, because I don't think it's as locked in as everyone makes it seem. Behind Fred Warner, D. Winters, and Nick Martin, you got Tatum Bethune, who's a 7th-round draft pick, Luke Gifford, who's a 29-year-old special teams guy, Jalen Graham, who they have kind of had on and off the roster at times. You got Curtis Robinson, who they love, but has just been injured a ton throughout his career. Stone Blanton, a UDFA, and they just waived Deshaun White to be able to make room for this guy right here. So I know how this works. I can get excited about guys, but I'm excited about this guy. This guy was a guy that I was all over in the pre-draft process. Stood out to me at the Senior Bowl when I went and covered it in 2021. And to see his progression, especially with the Jets, and understanding that we have two guys on the staff who know exactly who this guy is. They know him. They know what he's about. They know the type of player that he is. And I think that's huge. Like, if you really think about it, like, Robert Saleh and Brant Boyer know much more about him than they know about D. Winters, than they know about Nick Martin, than they know about Tatum Bethune and Luke Gifford and Jalen Graham. Think about it. Like, they know this guy. They've been in the trenches with him before. And that's really why I do believe that he could see starting snaps at linebacker this year. We'll have to wait and see. But I'm very excited about this addition. Honestly, I really am. And, some people might be looking at me like, oh, slow your roll. Hey, this is what I love about football. I love the underdogs. I love the guys who've been counted out, who people just look at as, fringe roster edition, camp bodies. And you're like, you don't know. Like, you never know who that guy is going to be, who just the light bulb clicks, turns on, and boom. I mean, I've heard some people like in these comments where I posted this to Instagram, people mentioned him and Zach Braun in the same light. Obviously, Zach Braun, a late bloomer with the Eagles, became an all-pro last year. And it's like, I'm not saying he's that, but again, not everyone's path is linear, ups, downs, peaks, valleys, and it doesn't happen right away. Sometimes you just need opportunity. And when I look at the 49ers linebacker room, I see opportunity. So what does that mean? I don't know. We have OTAs, mandatory minicamp, and then training camp to truly find out. But so far, I like this pick. I don't know about you. Let me know in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.